we are the team queuebies. This is how we named us. And our goal was to create a queue CLI tool that actually will fill a gap that RabbitMQ is not able to do. So we are Dennis from Spryker and me, Sebastian from Diva. And yeah, maybe let's start with some kind of scenarios that we have added to actually get into the topic and to have a better connection to what was actually needed to be built. So yeah, let's imagine you have a full queue. You want to process messages in smaller controlled batches. This is one scenario. Or you want to analyze the queue content to see actually there's a full queue and I want to be able to see what kind of messages matching any kind of pattern are actually inside the queue. Or you want to clear the queue but keep important messages. So you need some kind of possibility to filter messages from a queue. And yeah, or you want to move messages from one queue to another queue and even have the possibility to create temporary queues. So these are some scenarios. And yeah, from the past, actually something that would be nice to have. And here it comes to the limits of RabbitMQ, because RabbitMQ has no possibility to move or replay messages on scale. On scale means you can only move either all messages from one queue to another. You cannot say only the first 100 messages, only messages having this kind of payload. So this is not possible with RabbitMQ. You cannot remove messages by pattern. You can only purge the whole queue, or maybe one by one. I don't even know if it's possible. And you have not really good possibilities to inspect the queues. Would you like to continue?
Yes, sure. Yes, in solution, we have built yes, for sure, we were following the modular approach. We brought in a new beautiful module, like the ground for the future. For sure, we will extend it and reach with more functionality. We call it, we built new CLI tool. So basically, you can easily integrate it into your project. Like our target audience, for sure, this maintainers of the Spryker system, developers. Yeah, for sure. You also can use it. We will provide the great documentation, the better that you haven't seen. You never seen before this kind of documentation. Yeah, you can get awesome examples. Yeah, so when it can be useful, it's not only on the production, but most probably, yes, when you face some issues or for some reasons in the queue with your important orders of your customers, you have some broken messages and you like to filter out the good ones from the bad ones and process them separately. And for some reason, it's stuck. Yeah, right now we have the filtering mechanism. Everything works for sure in the batches. You can run your process manually, or if you would like, you can run it from the Jenkins, so there are no restrictions and can be easily distributable. We are trying to keep the dependencies as minimal as possible. We are leveraging the Spryker RabbitMQ infrastructure. So basically, you don't need any packages that you do not trust to be included in your project because you're working with the customer data. So from this side, we are kind of on safe side. We can trust ourselves. So what we
now a demo part. So this is actually so how to use it. This is how the console command looks like. Actually, there are 2 console commands now, but we were not able to update the slides. So this is actually the main console command responsible to move messages from a source queue to a target queue. These 2 things are required, the source and target queue. Optional is the chunk size that you can define. Also optional is a filter. Right now it's a string filter, so it looks in the body of the message. If it matches a string that you can add in a filter, then only this message will be moved to the other queue. and you can add optional a keep parameter. So if you want to keep the message in the source queue, you will add it. Otherwise, yeah, it's actually if you want to copy messages or if you want to move them. That's the difference here. Yeah, we triggered some messages. For now, we will concentrate on the publish queue. So what we can do now, we can actually call our first command, the console queue message list of the publish queue, and we add a filter to only look for messages having this kind of string, the product label search in the body message. And this is just to print out all the matching messages. So right here we can see we have 5 messages in the queue. Now what we can do, we can move them. We can move these messages matching this string from the publish queue to any other queue. Doesn't matter which one. If it doesn't exist, it will be created. We can add a limit. So let's assume you have 1 million messages in your queue. If you don't add a limit, it will go through all the 1 million messages and check if they match or not. Let's say we only want to concentrate on the first 1,000 just to check if it's working, then you can add a limit. You can also add the chunk size to define how many messages should be included in one batch. I will not do it right now. And of course the filter, and if you want to keep it or not, then it will hopefully go through it and yes, successfully move 2 messages from publish to Hackathon. Here you can now see the new created queue with the 2 messages, and they will not be removed in the publish. We still have the 333. I could do the same without the -k, for example. Then it will move it instead of copying it. So this should then go a bit down. Yeah, 331. I guess it should be enough for the demo. Then what else do we have? So some developer use cases. Of course, you are able to debug the production queue. You are able to replay messages. You are able to clean messages from your queue. Only concentrate on important ones. Maybe remove just the messages you really don't need and only keep the ones that are important in the queue. You can replay stuff. You can save stuff in temporary queues. Put it back, put it forth. So all this kind of stuff. And this is for you.
Yeah, and we provide also like ground for great extension capabilities. We're waiting you guys, your beautiful community. We expect some pull requests from me that will extend our solution. For sure, we also commit some extensions. So in the future, we would like, for sure, we will extend the filter capabilities. So it will be possible to filter out the messages by headers, maybe by complex body or different structure. It can be not only JSON, maybe you put some blob data there, it would be also possible. The exporting capabilities also will, the idea is to import messages into any queue, the dry run, if you just like to test it, how a solution works and you're just afraid about your data, you can run it locally. You don't need to use production. So we have, and for sure you have millions and millions of messages. We have a plan to extend it with the batch processing. To run our CLI tool in a batches.
You had there as a message mutation.
Just an example, you can move messages from one to another queue, and maybe you want to only keep parts of the message. For example, was just an idea that popped up, that you are able to even modify messages before moving it into the other queue. Maybe you can remove stuff from the body. Maybe you can just keep the IDs, because sometimes the whole transfer object is inside of a message. So let's say you just want to move the IDs in a certain queue. this would be a possibility.